I would like to send my greetings to all the therapists in Germany that are interested in learning prolonged exposure therapy, which is the therapy that received the most evidence-based studies and knowledge about its efficacy and effectiveness in the treatment of PTSD.
I have more questions. Can non-expert learn prolonged exposure?
Yes, after we had 2 or 3 studies that showed that us here in the Center for Treatment and Study of Anxiety in Philadelphia, where we developed the treatment of prolonged exposure, well, we found that prolonged exposure is very effective with women and men, civilians, who has PTSD. So when we found that we, the experts, the developers, can get such good results, we decided, well, if non-expert cannot learn it, if only expert can do it, and non-expert cannot learn how to do it, then the treatment is of no interest. So the next study we did was actually teaching counselors in a clinic, in a community clinic, who didn't know CBT. There were counselors, they didn't like CBT, they liked counseling, and we trained them in 5 days how to do PE. We also supervised them every 2 weeks. And at the end of 5 years of study, we compare their results to our results, and they were exactly as effective as we were. So that was the first study that we did, and these people really did not know CBT. And they could do it. They could do it as well as we did. And that was very encouraging. And then we did studies around the world, including Israel and Japan, and we find that in both places, people who didn't know CBT, psychiatrists, psychologists, social workers, and the like, and MA and not just PhD, learn how to do PE. Now our workshops is 4-day workshops. So we're very encouraged that people that are non-expert, not only in PTSD, not only in prolonged exposure, but not even expert in CBT, can learn how to do it in a short period of time.
Some people say that exposure therapy is dangerous.
Yes, this is about 20 years ago, I think, and even now, sometimes when I do a workshop, I ask who have heard that PE or prolonged exposure can be dangerous in the sense that it can re-traumatize patients. In the beginning, like 20 years ago, many people in the workshop raised their hands and said, yes, I did, I heard. Now we may find one person who is hearing it, because we did studies and other people did studies, and there is only one report on 5 patients that seems to be doing less good after they got prolonged exposure, but the way these people did prolonged exposure was very different from what we are doing it. And these 5 people were part of a study, and at the end of the study, nobody was worse than they were before the treatment. And then we did another study. We looked at a large number of patients, not only from our clinic, but also the clinic of Patricia Resik and the clinic of Barbara Rosbaum, and we put them all together, the sample, and we find that no one that got PE got worse. And people that were in a control group, in a waitlist control group, 8% of them got worse. So it's better to do PE because, yes, 85% are doing quite well, 40% are really recovering. And then another 45%, are doing quite well. We do have people that do not do well. It's about 10, maybe 15%, and we're not sure why, but they don't get worse either.
What does make prolonged exposure such an effective treatment?
Well, I think that a combination of exposure in vivo, exposure in reality, when we are asking patients to confront situation, object, people that they are afraid of because they are related to a traumatic experience that they had, but the situation are actually safe. In combining with the imaginal exposure, which is revisiting the traumatic memory repeatedly and learn to process it and learn that they can actually talk about the trauma instead of avoiding it, tell the story of the trauma, even with their eyes closed. And they tell it several times, and what happened is they kind of learn to process it, put it together, organize the story, and they are able to put it aside. They don't forget about it. We don't even want them to forget about it. But they can put it aside when they want to, and they can bring it and access it when they want to. So the treatment actually helping the patient to be in control of the traumatic memory rather than the traumatic memory being in control of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Edna.